Welcome to the journey of Vishwa Foundation, an organization dedicated to bringing positive change to society every single day. In just 1,176 days since its inception in May 2021, Vishwa Foundation has grown into a beacon of hope and change. Vishwa Talks is an online platform inspiring people to participate in social change by hosting experts who share insights on diverse topics every Saturday.
Namaste. Vishwa is an organization which works towards building the grassroots levels of India. The first step we take towards that is to build an awareness. We work in different causes from education, health, art and culture to 12 other causes. On every Saturday at 11 a.m., we have a talk on these various topics. For example, when it comes to health, India has a rich source of Ayurvedic treatments, alternative medicines like Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, naturopathy. At a time when India is leading in diabetes, heart attacks, cancer, we have preventive medication which can be used. So a lot of talks have come out where people can use household items to prevent some of these or to control some of them. Our grandmothers were a rich source of information. Our parents knew a little lesser than that. And we know a lot lesser than that. And perhaps our children may never get that heritage. Here at Vishwa, we have people who tell us how to use the household items like curry leaves or neem or lemongrass for what ailments, etc. Similarly, we have talks on art and culture. We would like to have our Indians to be united, be one, be proud of their culture, their heritage. We have a lot of talks where people from various walks of life have come forward and spoken about various buildings, various dance forms, etc. These are two examples I have given. We cover 12 causes like this in our Vishwa Talks. As a first step, we want to bring in awareness among the coming generation. Our audience is across the country and sometimes abroad too. We have a rich interactive session after the talk is given by the expert. It's for any person who watches these talks to decide what they want to believe in, what they don't want to believe in, and if they have any clarifications, they're free to ask questions. After this, we want to build the skills of the people of India. Today, India is on the cusp of moving into one of the top countries of the world. But unfortunately, the skills of our people do not match our aspirations. Here at Vishwa, we started out in a small way. We started with computer training. Fortunately for us, Rotary and some people have donated computers to us. We teach 10th class students, inter students and degree students so that when they go for jobs, they don't get rejected. We teach the basics like Excel, Doc, ChatGPT, how to market. The basics we teach, because most of them cannot afford computers and they have no access to them. And similarly, we have something called celebrations. Celebrations is celebrating your loved ones on their anniversaries, on their birthdays, on their death anniversaries. You can contribute to any of the causes that Vishwa showcases on its platform, vishwa.org. You could, Annadanam for instance. There are a lot of people across the country who, when they go to hospitals, they come up from far-off regions and the little money they have, they keep it aside for the treatment of the patient. They sleep on platforms, they hardly eat anything. And we give them food every afternoon on Fridays and it makes a lot of difference. There are similar such fundraisers. Please feel free to celebrate your loved ones with any of these causes.
Vishwa's commitment towards zero waste and the long way to go in achieving the goal begins with our material donation drive. Conducted twice a year during Diwali and Ugadi in Hyderabad, this drive collects clothes, books, toys and other used or semi-used items for the underprivileged. Contributions from over 615 plus families have benefited around 2,800 individuals, providing essential items and support, bringing hope and dignity to them. Through these efforts, we transform the waste of some into the treasure of others, promoting sustainability and community welfare.
Namaskaram, everyone. A very good morning and welcome to Vishwa Talks. My name is Trishant. I thank you all for attending today's event on Zoom and to those watching on YouTube Live. For those of you who attended a Vishwa Talk before, a warm welcome back. And for those new joiners, here's a little bit about us. Vishwa Talks is here to create awareness amongst people and to protect our social heritage and to let people make their own decisions. Here we invite experts to discuss and explore diverse opinions, different perspectives, various issues, problems, and their solutions on various fields, including art and culture, healthcare, environment, education, and many more. So far, we have covered over 150 talks. Each webinar is an interactive session with a deeper understanding of the topic at hand. If you miss any session, it's you can find the sessions on Vishwa Talks YouTube channel and you can find the full library of past Vishwa Talks on many interesting topics. It is our sheer privilege to welcome the distinguished speaker for today, Dr. Sumitra Velluri. Dr. Velluri's illustrious career in Indian classical arts, particularly Kuchipudi dance, spans over 3 decades of profound contributions as an academician, performer, and educator. Dr. Velluri earned her PhD from Potti Sriramalu Telugu University, specializing in Kuchipudi, with a dissertation exploring the art form's origin and development, focusing on Bhamakalapam. Her academic journey includes a master's degree in Kuchipudi and another in human resource management, alongside clearing the prestigious UGC NET. An acclaimed scholar, she has published over 40 research articles, presented papers at national and international seminars, and conducted workshops on Natya Shastra and Kuchipudi that have inspired countless knowledge seekers. Beyond academia, Dr. Velluri has graced the stage as a performing artist, choreographer, and anchor, earning the title Natya Mayuri in recognition of her contributions to the Indian dance, music, and literature. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Sumitra Velluri. As we dive into today's interesting discussion, I would like to inform that to the audience that our speaker will be taking questions from you after our main talk. So please leave your questions in the chat box or use raise hand tool and we will allow you to ask your questions in person. I request everyone to turn on your webcam for interactive part of the webinar. So without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Sumitra Velluri as she shares her inspiring journey and valuable insights into the aesthetics of Indian classical dance. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome.
Good morning, ma'am. Namaskaram. Thank you so much for all the wonderful words, Rakesh and Trishan, both of you. So, to begin with, I'm truly honored to be here once again on Vishwa Talk Show, and my heartfelt thanks to the team Vishwa for inviting me for the second time to speak on the topic which is so close to my heart, that is Indian dance. And it also gives me immense pleasure and joy to engage with such passionate and insightful audience. And thank you once again for giving me this wonderful opportunity. So shall we start the PPT now?
Rakesh, could you please share the PPT?
So today I would be talking about the Indian aesthetics, so which is otherwise called as Rasanubhava. So you might be wondering what is a Rasanubhava. As we move forward, let me explain you what is a Rasa and what is an Anubhava. And as a compound word, what is Rasanubhava. Next slide, please. And today, the main objective of today's talk is to focus on the three things. Firstly, what is Indian dance and what is rasa or the aesthetic pleasure and the process of this aesthetic pleasure. All these three things I would like to discuss. Since we spoke about the multiple dimensions of Indian dance in our previous session, so today I would like to explain and concentrate on these three topics. Next slide, please. Sorry. So, we know there are several performing arts in India and of course throughout the world, right? We have drama, we have music, we have dance, we have sculpture, painting, everything. So what is the ultimate goal of any performing art? It could be even an indigenous art form like a puppet show or even a Dhammarata, whatever the form, it could be a street play. What is the ultimate goal of any performing art? And especially with reference to the dance. We can infer that the primary objective of any performing art is nothing but an entertainment. So whom do we entertain? Why do we need entertainment? Bharata, who is an author on Natya Shastra, a great aesthetician who has contributed to the fields of music, dance, drama, dramaturgy, literature, and whatnot. In his treatise, some 2000 years back, in his Natya Shastra, he says, Dukkhartanam, Shramartanam, Sokartanam, Tapasvinam, Vishranti Jananam Kale, Natyametat Bhavishyati. So those who have attended my previous session in the month of August, hope you all must be knowing that dance is nothing but, Natya is nothing but a dance drama. When there is a drama involved in it, when there is action and the dance movements are involved in it, when there is story is depicted, it is called as Natya, right? So Natya is not just a dance, but a story is depicted through the bodily movements and of course the costume, attire, everything with the dialogues and everything. So it is a proper dance drama. It's called as Natya. So whom are we going to please? Dukkharthanam, Shramarthanam, Sokarthanam, Tapasvinam. Dukkharthanam, those who are undergoing a lot of pains. Shramarthanam, those who have worked the day long and they want some kind of relaxation. Tapasvinam, Shramarthanam. So for all these people, dance is the only medium that can entertain them, that can please them, right? So, or can entertain them, giving them a kind of physical and mental relaxation as well. And the second objective is communication. We must understand that today we find a lot of platforms for communication. Some 2000 years back, dance, drama, music, puppet show, and other performing arts were the only media to communicate with the people. Either it is to convey the order of the king or the kingdom, or any news that has to be spread, or any orders that has to be passed. It could be about the taxation, or it could be anything about any communication, as a matter of fact. So these performing arts were so beautifully gelled into the system of communication, and they were not only communicating with the people touring from one place to another place, and they were also promoting the art forms, and they were promoting so many things, and they were propagating so many ideas and ideologies and the kind of welfare things that the king was introducing. And bringing some kind of awareness among the public. It could be about the floods, or it could be about some sort of diseases, it could be about the famines. So whatever that has to be conveyed, and bring in some kind of awareness, and of course educating the people about the social stigma that we experience day to day. Or the learned people, they would educate people about anything that could be about some diseases, just like the Vishwa is doing. And that could be about a child marriage, against the social stigma, whatever that was prevailing. And the final one is for soulful enjoyment. So when we say that entertainment and a soulful enjoyment, even though they sound the same, the degree of appreciation and the degree of enjoyment is totally from 0 to 100. Hope you all agree with me. Next slide, please. Again, what is dance or Natya? When we were saying that a story is depicted, so many characters are there, so much of aharya, that is the dressing and everything is there. Of course, they have been depicting all these things. What is so special about Natya? Bharata again says, what is that we are conveying? What is that we are depicting? Yoyam swabhava lokasya sukha dukkha samanvitaha songadhyabhinayopetu natyamityabhidhiyate. When all the pains and the pleasures of the people are conveyed through dramatic emotions and feelings, when they are dramatically glorified, it is called as Natya. And what does Natya consist of? Nana bhavopasampannam, nana vastantaratmakam, lokavruttanukaranam, natyametanmaya krutam. Lord Brahma said, it is the dance that I have created. The only reason for creating this dance is so that it can depict the nana bhavopasampannam, the different kinds of feelings, emotions, sentiments, the pains, the pleasures, the enjoyment, the joy, the freedom, the bond, the bondage, everything comes under that. If it has been converted or translated into abhinaya and conveyed to the people, where people can connect with those characters or people can connect with the storyline, they will get enjoyment. This is what Nana Avastantaratmakam, they can be at any avastha. They'll be in a painful state or in a pleasureful state or, in a neutral state like a sages and everything, or in a furious mode, whatever the state they were in. All the states of people are conveyed through the abhinaya. So this is called as Natya. Next slide, please. Apart from this kind of approach where Bharata was mentioning about, depicting the different kinds of emotions and sentiments that we are undergoing and we are experiencing when they were dramatized and, dramatically glorified and represented on the stage. Is it meant only for the entertainment? Is it only for our joy? Or is it only for an evening socialization, just chit chat and, have some fun about it and, have just a joy? Kalidasa has added another dimension saying that Natyam Bhinna Ruchehe Bahudapyekam Samaradhakam. Samaradhakam means Aradhana. The spiritual element has been added to the dance. So till now we were only understanding that it is only to entertain the commoners or it is only to entertain the people by watching the dance performance. But Kalidasa said Samaradhakam, it is equal to worshipping the Lord. It is an offering to the Lord. So when you look from the spiritual dimension, the entire the rupa of the Natya itself gives you a total different picture altogether. Okay, so Kalidasa even says Natyam Bhinna Ruchehe Bahudapyekam. Natyam Bhinna Ruchehe Bahudapyekam. That means among the audience, those who are present to watch our program, you will find different kinds of people with the different kinds of attitude, different kinds of background, different kinds of level of understandings, different kinds of tastes, isn't it? So it all depends on the individual's mental maturity, how well they receive a particular action that has been portrayed on the stage. I'll give you a small example here. In Bhamakalapam, there is an episode where when Krishna doesn't come back to Satyabhama's palace, so Satyabhama is worried about Krishna. She's pining to meet Krishna like anything. So she goes in search of Krishna. Okay. So when Satyabhama goes in search of Krishna, just like we also see in Potana's Bhagavatam, Gopikas also goes in search of Krishna in the Brindavan. Just like that, even Satyabhama goes, Yendu botivi ra Krishna. Yendu botivi ra Krishna. Satyabhama is searching for Krishna. Yendu botivi, where did you go, my Krishna? Where are you? Please if Satyabhama is acting these words on the stage, searching for Krishna here and there, the people among the audience who are in teenage group, the teenage group audience would easily connect to their boyfriend or the girlfriend, saying that, yeah, even I was searching for him like that, he was hiding here and there. He never showed up. That time I was, very badly searching for him. She would easily connect to the kind of affinity or, the kind of experience that they have experienced in the past. If you think of women, those who are in the middle age, like between 25 to 40, they would think of their own husband when the husband is on a tour, or he must have gone abroad for a couple of months or so, or he went for a longer period out, they could easily get connect with them. And, they also feel that, no, I know it is so terrible, waiting for husband to return home. I know how it bothers and all. Poor Satyabhama, poor Satyabhama. This is how a Gruhini would think of. And for a people, again, teenagers, boys who doesn't have any responsibility, who chill all the time, for them, hey, kya ho raha hai re? What's happening with that? Krishna just come, no? Hey, she looks so pretty. I mean, their very attitude itself to the art form is so, naive that, they can't even appreciate the kind of emotion that is being portrayed on the stage. When you think on the Sringara elements in this way, just imagine an ardent devotee of ISKCON. Let's take ISKCON devotees. How passionate they are towards Krishna. For him, the Satyabhama looks like an devotee. The devotee who's searching for her or his own Lord. They could see the utmost devotion in the artist instead of looking for the physical love that they are looking between a male and a female. It is the connection, it is the love and affection that a devotee has got towards the divine. So from that physical mode, if you can reach out to the divine level, hope you all understood what I'm talking about, right? So if you can reach up to the level of divine love, then the expressions that were portrayed by Satyabhama are totally in a different degree. That's the reason in the previous slide I was mentioning about the joy of the soul. Joy of the heart is different from the joy of the soul, where you feel the Swatantra. We'll discuss about what is Swatantra when we reach there. Next slide, please. And here the Kalidas also says, the Sanskrit literature, whatever that we read, laymen, those who are illiterate may not read it and, may not understand the grammar or the high language that is being written in that literature. But whereas when it is depicted visually, everybody can enjoy it. That's the beauty of the performing arts. And Bharata also says, Nahi rasadrute kaschit artha pravartate. That means, no meaningful idea or action is conveyed if rasa is not invoked in the dance. In other words, in each and every action, in each and every abhinaya that a dancer dances, portrays, it definitely conveys some or other rasa, again, depending upon the mental status of the mental maturity of the audience. That is the reason the core idea of any dramatic presentation is to create ananda or the happiness. So you might ask me, ma'am, you're saying the core idea of the dramatic presentation is only ananda, but there were, times when I cried in the movie also. That is also nothing but ananda. How can you call crying as an ananda? For that temporary moment, when you're watching a movie where there is pathetic sentiment is being portrayed, yeah, definitely we connect with that character. We sympathize with the character. and we'll start crying, we'll start weeping, right? But when once you are out of the theater, you don't weep, right? You will start appreciating the acting of the actor. There you are enjoying the abhinaya. So now you tell me whether you are feeling pain or are you having the joy out of the abhinaya of the actor. So the ultimate goal, the core idea is nothing but ananda. And sometimes, even if there is a fight where a villain is being beaten by the hero, we enjoy that. Normally, if the villain beats the hero, do we enjoy that? No, we never enjoy that. What is the difference here? Why are we able to enjoy if the hero beats the villain, and villain, why are we not able to enjoy when the villain is beating the hero? There is a vast difference. We'll discuss this when we discuss about the Rasananda, right? This is an introductory thing that I would like to lay a foundation for you all to understand, because I understand majority of the audience are non-dancers or those who have a limited understanding about the dance. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. And to enjoy this Ananda, the spectator should be a Rasika or a Sahrudaya. The soulful enjoyment is called bliss in the Indian aesthetics, which is also called as a Rasananda. So when I say that the Prekshaka should be a Rasika or a Sahrudaya, Rasika is the one who enjoys everything, is called as a Rasika. That means you should be in the present. Now, if you are listening to me, you should be in the present. You should pay focus on my lecture, on my talk. If you are in a movie, totally we create such an ambience, the dim lights and everything, the proper Dolby music, okay, the proper AC, everything. So we create such an environment for the audience to be in the present and enjoy the movie on the cellulite, isn't it? So similarly, in the absence of the ambience also, if you can connect with the abhinaya that's being portrayed on the stage, such person is called as Rasika. Such person is called as Sahrudaya. And the one who can think in the same line of the poet or in the same lines of the actor who is acting on the stage. Is the statement a little bit confusing? We'll explain again. Okay. So this Rasananda is also called as Brahmananda Sahodara. What is a Brahmananda? When you realize the Brahman, when you realize the ultimate, the supreme, that Ananda is called as Brahmananda. You know? So that Brahmananda Sahodara. So this Ananda, the pleasure that what we are getting while watching a theatrical performance, the kind of bliss that one would experience is almost same to the one what we experience when we realize the God. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. So for this Rasananda, Trishant, so for this Rasananda, our consciousness have to connect with the higher consciousness. This is called as Rasananda. Okay, this occurs maybe when you are reading a book or while watching a movie, while watching a theatrical presentation. How all this happens? What is the process behind it? Next slide, please.
Yeah.
Let us discuss only the dance part of it, and let's leave the reading and the movie part and everything. I would like to focus on the dance. So many aestheticians like Nandikeshwara, Bharata, and so many Mammata, Kohala, so many people have discussed about Anandavarthana. Everybody have discussed about the theory of rasa. Okay, so Nandikeshwara says, when does a rasa evoked? For a dancer, he says, Yato hastastato drushti, Yato hastastato drushti, Yato drushtistato manaha, Yato manahastato bhavo, Yato bhavo stato rasaha. He says, wherever the hand gesture goes, your eyes should follow, your glances should follow. Wherever the glances go, the manas should follow it. And wherever the manas is, the bhava is following. Whenever there is a bhava, rasa is automatically evoked. Next slide, please. So we understood that, while depicting this one, this is a parrot I'm depicting. So I'm looking at the parrot and, the hand gesture, the glances, and I'm focusing on the parrot. And when I'm giving a bhava, the rasika, who is also connected with the artist, would also enjoy that she's talking to a parrot. Like, we are on the same page to talk in a regular language, right? So this aesthetic expression or experience is transcendental in nature, arising from one and only the source, that is the divine. Okay. So this degree of aesthetic fulfillment depends on the capability of the artist. Okay. Next slide, please. So what is a rasa? Ma'am, you have been talking about rasa. What is a rasa? Rasa, rasika, right? So rasa in general meaning, if you talk, it's the juice, it's the taste. We say amras, orange juice. Like ras means nothing but a juice. And it is also called a taste or an extract of a fruit. So here when you compare the extract of a fruit to the extract of a performance, this is called as a rasa. And when the tongue enjoys it, it is called as the rasana. That is the reason the name for tongue in Sanskrit is called as rasana. And the one who enjoys the dramatic juice is called as rasika. Okay, Anandavarthana in his book Dhvanyaloka says that the spectator who can think in the lines of the poet is called as rasika or the sahridaya. Next slide, please. So there are many sutras applied to the theory of rasa. And today we would be discussing only about the Bharatas Rasa Sutra, which is nothing but Vibhava, Anubhava, Vyabhichari, Samyogat, Rasa Nishpattihi. That means the coordinating and harmonizing the three elements, that is Vibhava, Anubhava, and Vyabhichari Bhava, that leads to Rasa Anubhava, or thus leads to Rasa Nishpatti. Next slide, please. Now we will understand what is Vibhava, what is Anubhava, and what is Vyabhichari Bhava. Vibhava is nothing but Visesha Bhava. So these are the determinants. This is called as a stimulus. So Vibhava is the stimulus or the determinant, and Anubhava is the causal or, the consequent experience that one would get. Understand? And Vyabhichari Bhavas are the fleeting feelings, fleeting emotions that one would come and go, come and go, which will culminate in experiencing the proper rasa. I'll give you a small example for this. So while walking on the road at dusk, on the road at dusk means it's not neither clear nor too dark, while walking on the road, suddenly we see a dark thing, which is in a curved shape like this. Immediately, what would we think? It might be a snake, right? So that is that vibhava, the thing, the object, whatever that we are seeing is called as vibhava. That stimulated us to think about what it is. The anubhava is the person who is next to us, he'll start running. So with his, running and all, we will also, without even thinking, without even checking what the object is, we will also start running. As you start running, and when you just turn and see, you will see that, that is also moving because you are running. It may be appeared like that. We never knew. But this determinant is stable. But the Vyabhichari Bhavas are because that's moving and that fellow is running and the other person from the behind, he's shouting that, "Arey, it's only a karra, do not run. It's only a rope, man." But your eyes hear that, that is a snake, run, that's a poisonous snake. Because you are already into you are into a fixed mode into the vibhava. So that hearing, accelerates your thinking, accelerates your breathing. So the acceleration in the breathing and everything, these are all the Vyabhichari bhavas. They come and go. The perspiration will be there. You'll be sweating like anything, and you feel thirsty. All these things, and you'll be losing chappal. Still, you are not bothered, but you just want to rescue yourself, and you will run away from there. This vibhava is an object, but the anubhava, the idea or the people, those who are around you, have created that kind of anubhava to you. And the vyabhichari bhavas that are, the fleeting, maybe for a cool breeze that's passed, probably that must have moved. That is a vyabhichari bhava. Understand? And another thing, hope one example would be nice. Next, please. So, rasa and natya rasa. So, we've been talking about the rasa, the amras and everything. So, the kind of joy, the kind of essence that we are extracting from a theatrical presentation is nothing but a natya rasa. And what is a natya rasa? So, normally we just can't enjoy plain white rice, isn't it? Or just a plain chapati. We would like to have one fry in that. We would like to have some masala curry with the gravy and everything, right? Or if it is a Sunday, we would like to enjoy some non-vegetarian. Just like with the plain rice, you would like to have some nice curries which are prepared with the nice condiments, spices and everything, We would like to relish that. Similarly, the Natya Rasa is also prepared with several rasas like Sringara, Bhayanaka, Hasya, Raudra, several other rasas. And it is also mixed with several bhavas. Next slide, please. So just like, I was telling you, we have sweet, spice, bitterness, salt, and sour, other tastes. In the dance, we have vibhavas, anubhavas, vyabhichari bhavas, thayi bhavas, and sattvika bhavas. These are the 5 bhavas that we are dealing with today, resulting in the aesthetic relish. Next slide, please. So we are talking about the bhavas, thayi bhava, vyabhichari bhava, sattvika bhava, so many bhavas, ma'am, you are talking about. So what exactly the bhava means? Bhava is nothing but a feeling. Bhavayanti iti bhavaha. That mental state that brings its awareness or makes one's conscious of it, which pervades one like a particular smell. When we are discussing about the crying or weeping in the theater, have you observed that 80% of the people in the theater were crying at the same time when you have seen a pathetic situation? That we call it as sadharanikarana. That means you have brought in the environment to a complete still, where everybody out of the 500 or 200 or whatever the number is, the audience are into the same mode. Or if it is a humorous sentiment, everybody laughs at one time. That is universalization of the bhava, and that we call it as bhavayanti iti bhava. When you are with the dramatic representation, when you are with the abhinaya, you will get connect with the character being portrayed on the stage, and you will experience the same kind of rasa that's being portrayed by the dancer on the stage. Okay, so these bhavas are called as thayi bhava, which are called as stable emotions, which are of 8 types. And vyabhichari bhavas, they are in 33, which are fleeting. And sattvika bhavas are the innate, the soul experiences, which are called as sattvika bhavas. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So this thayi bhava is durable or a permanent or a constant emotional condition that is called as thayi bhava. Thayi bhava means that which is permanently there in our mind, in our body. Like, now you all are in a particular state, but do you mean to say that you don't have anger? of course you have anger. If I say something wrong, or if you hear something abusive words towards you said by somebody, immediately you will react. That is the vibhava there for you to ignite your anger mood, which is in a stable condition in your mind, which is dormant in your mind. Similarly, the humor. Now, why are you not laughing? Boisterously, why are you not laughing? Because there is nothing to laugh at. If somebody cracks a joke, immediately we will start laughing. So that joke is vibhava, connecting to the sthayi bhava, which is dormant, and it will start showing up on your face. Next slide, please. So next slide, please. I explain you about the vibhava, anubhava, and vyabhichari bhavas. Like, so these vibhavas are of two types. One is alambana vibhava, and the other one is uddipana vibhava. What is an alambana vibhava? First of all, you should have an object. In order to get ignited yourself, you need to have an object or a scene or a person or anything. Otherwise, how will you get an anger or a smile or fear or anything? So that is called as alambana vibhava. For a Sringara rasa, you need to have a hero and a heroine. That is the alambana. Alambana is person or an object that primarily evokes the emotion. And uddipana vibhava are the environment that stimulates the emotive effect to the focal point. That means, see, if you take an example of a Sringara Abhinaya again, the hero and heroine are the objectives or the persons which are the alambana for a Sringara Abhinaya. We understand that. And going to an evening walk in a beautiful garden, or they are spending some nice time in a resort with a beautiful ambience, with the twilight, and some slow music is there. They could hear some nice guitar and everything. So these are called as the uddipana. And the slow dim lights, and the weather is so cool, and they're enjoying the breeze, and suddenly they try to catch hold of each other's hands and they are walking together. And we all know it ends in the good relationship of this hero and the heroine. This is about the Sringara rasa. So we have an alambana, which is an object or a person, the uddipana, the environment which stimulates further in creating this particular rasa. Got it? Next slide, please. So we are talking about the rasa. So we understood what is a sthayi bhava, that which is dormant, right? Just like, in my previous talk also, I was telling, the moong dal, that green moong dal, whole green moong dal, I purchased from the shop. I brought them from the shop and I kept it in, my dabba for a couple of days. Suddenly I wanted to prepare something. I added some water to that green dal and I kept it aside. Okay. Then I poured the water in the night, poured out the water in the night and covered with a nice muslin cloth and kept it aside. Next day morning, I saw a sprout. Next day, I saw a sapling. Third day, I see some green leaves are coming out of that, a small plant. And that grew into a big plant. And I see again, this green moong dal is coming there. So what happened to this germination when it is there in that stores? What happened to this germination in when I stored them in my dabba? So the adding of the water is like an this is the stimulus that we are adding. Okay. The vyabhichari bhava, what we call is fleeting and going, the covering with the muslin cloth, adding a proper warmth or, giving a proper temperature to it by covering it. These are all called as vyabhichari bhavas. They just come and go. They just come and go. When you remove the cloth, that warmth is gone. That moisture is gone. Right? And the sattvika bhava is when you look at the thing. Yeah, somebody was asking for sattvik bhava. When we move on to the rasas, that time I'll explain you more. This entire process is called as Vibhava, Anubhava, Vyabhichari Bhava. Finally, that turned into a plant is called as a Satvika Bhava, turning into a Rasa. So this is the process for anything. Aswadya, Asvadita, and Aswadya Phala. You need three things: a person to perform, a person to enjoy, and you will get the Rasa. Right? So is this the last slide? Is this the last slide, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So with that, hope everybody are with me. So the Sthai Bhava is the dormant one. And the Vyabhichari Bhava, for Sringara Rasa, as I was telling you, holding the hands or, looking into each other's eyes. So you may minimize the PPT, ma. Yeah, thank you so much. So holding each other's hands, walking in the twilight in the garden, trying to kiss each other in a Sringara Bhava. Those are all the Vyabhichari Bhavas. Vyabhichari means that which just fleet like anything. Right? So the Satvika Bhava is when this Vyabhichari Bhavas had added fuel to the Vibhava and the Sthai Bhava. This Satvika, this Sthai Bhava, which is a Rati, turns into the proper Rasa that is called as Sringara. So this Sringara is again of two types: the Sambhoga Sringara and the Vipralambha Sringara. Sambhoga Sringara is the one when we express the union of both male and a female, that is called as Sambhoga Sringara. Normally in our dance performance, we don't generally showcase the Sambhoga Sringara, because it is a bit awkward to watch with elders or somebody, those who are around us, right? So we take the help of imagery and we try to portray. Like, the union of a male and a female can be shown like a bumblebee just extracting the nectar from the flower. This is a beautiful imagery we do. Similarly, the hugging. We don't show the hugging directly. We will show the hugging like this. Similarly, kissing, we just do like this. That means the two lip lock is shown like this. We take the help of so many imageries and we try to portray that, Kongujarina merugu gubbalolayega taruni Kongujarina merugu gubbalolayega taruni బంగారు మేడపై పవళించెను కొంగుజారిన మెరుగు. When her pallu is just slided down, we can see her beautiful breasts, and she's sleeping so happily, thinking of all that splendid night that she had with Lord Venkateshwara. చెంగలువ కనుగొనల సింగారములు తొలుక చెంగలువ కనుగొనల సింగారములు తొలుక అంగజ గురుని తోడా అలసినదిగానా అంగజ గురుని తోడా అలాసినది. She's so tired last night. See how beautifully express the Sambhoga Sringara. We take the imagery and we try to kalasinadi gana kalasinadi gana. This is how beautifully we express. And another one is Vipralambha Sringara, wherein the love in separation. this separation could be of anything, maybe with a quarrel he might have gone out, or he might have gone out on a tour, on a business purpose, or he may be deployed somewhere. We come across so many people, those who live separately for different purposes, different causes, but still they love each other. So such kind of love is called as Vipralamba Sringara. Satyabhama, when Krishna leaves a palace and goes, she's pining to meet Krishna. That is so beautifully depicted in Vipralamba Sringara. She's thinking of Krishna, saying that, he forgot everything that what has happened earlier. I'm so annoyed with this Krishna. And she's thinking of Krishna and the past, whatever that has happened. See, during my marriage, he tied the beautiful Mangala Sutra in my neck, and that those moments he just simply forgot. How can he forget such lovely moments? I cherish each and every moment that I had. Ranguga nameda Mangala Sutramu Punguzu Katena Sangati Marajeno. See, he forgot everything. Punguzu Katena Sangati Marajeno. So, Vipralamba Sringara, so many things are there. Because of the time constraint, I can't keep on explaining this one. So, the next rasa is the Hasya rasa. Hasya rasa is creating humor. So, in the Hasya rasa, again, the Sthayi Bhava is Hasa. The dormant feeling that we have is Hasa. And the Vyabhichari Bhavas are people cracking jokes, or wearing the dress ulta pulta, or wearing the right shoe to the left leg, something. It could be the attire, or it could be a dialogue version, or it could be a different walk that what we see in Pushpa. So these things, create some kind of laughter. So this laughter, again, Bharata has described the dramatic representation in several types, 6 types altogether. I would be doing only 2-3 varieties because of the time constraint. So the first variety is Smita. Without showing your teeth, you must smile. We call it as a gentle smile. Maybe when you're saying hello to someone, you just greet. And the next one is showing your teeth, but there is no sound at all. Third one is with a small sound. Yeah. That's it. And you have boisterous laugh, uncontrollable laugh. And your sides are paining, and you're not able to bear it. And it's very difficult to control the laughter, but yet, this kind of boisterous laugh, I don't mean to say that we laugh and dance, but whenever a character demands, we should be able to do that. And another kind of laughter, see, you normally see during the month of November, when the farmer is ready to cut the yield and he's ready to enjoy the yield, suddenly there are floods. The entire farming has gone futile. He is looking at the fields, which are, drowned almost, floating in the water, flood water. He's in a helpless position. So the Sthayi Bhava here is the Soka. The Vyabhichari Bhavas, that the fleeting one is, the fields are moving like this in the water, the flooded water. and this fellow is thinking of the debts that he has to pay, and he's also thinking, how am I going to spend the entire life? How am I going to feed my entire family? So these kinds of thoughts, they are the Vyabhichari bhavas, the anubhavas. By looking at the thing, he'll be laughing to himself because he is in a helpless position. He's crying and laughing, both the things at a time. Looking at the fields, look at me. After working for so long, look at my fields. This is what I get after working for a year long. So here you mix the crying and the laughter together in a very helpless position. This is another kind of laughter. So with this, I would like to move on to the Karuna Rasa, wherein it's a pathetic sentiment, pathos, I should say. And Soka is the Sthayi Bhava here. So we all have Soka in us. Only when it triggers something like, somebody's demise, or, you lost loss of wealth, loss of health, everything, that creates a kind of Soka, right? Soka is also in another way, again, the helpless position. I would like to give you an example of Ahalya Sapavimochanam, where the joy and the Karuna. So basically, hope everybody are aware of the story of Gautama and the Ahalya, wherein with the curse of Gautama, because of her misbehavior as a wife, having an extramarital relationship, Ahalya was cursed to turn into a stone. And when she asked for, to get rid of the curse, then Gautama says, Rama will come, and, when he touches you in the form of a stone, you would get your body normal. So Ahalya, when Rama touches the stone, she gets her form. So she's so happy to get back her body. She'll just check whether I'm in the same shape or not. Oh, look at my hands. Look at my, am I looking that young or not when I was turned into stone and everything. All these things she was thinking. And suddenly she would like to look at the feet who really gave her the form back. Then she would like to look at the person, the Rama. My husband told me that Rama is going to give me my form back. But the minute she reaches till the chest level of Rama, suddenly she realizes that I lost my form because of the misdeeds that I did, right? So I am not worthy enough to look into his eyes. I cannot bear to look into his eyes. And she cries, and with her tears, she washes the feet of Lord Rama. This is the classic example of Karuna Rasa, wherein every actor would cry to the core. And those who are connected with the situation, they would also get connected. This is from an Annamacharya Kirtana, wherein he talks about the feet of the Lord Venkateshwara. Kamini papamu kadigina padamu. Kamini is the one who had an extra marital relationship. This is Ahalya. So Ahalya is in the form of a stone. Kamini papamu kadigina padamu. 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 Kamini papamu కడిగిన పాదము కామిని పాపము కడిగిన పాద కామిని పాప కడిగిన పాద కామిని పాపము కడిగిన పాదము కామిని పాపము కడిగిన పాదము కామిని Oh Lord, forgive me, oh Lord. పాదము కామిని పాపము కడిగి పాదము. Like this, we enact the Karuna Rasa. Like, we tears have to roll down when you are deeply involved into the character. That is that automatic. And not only to the artist, even the audience, those who are watching, witnessing this particular Ahalya, this is called a Swatantra. When we are referring to Swatantra, that means the audience should connect with Ahalya. Nobody is there around. No phone call, no beeping, no sound, no people moving here and there. Nothing is bothering me. I am in the forest where Ahalya was turned into a stone. I could see the Ahalya, poor thing, because of her. She is not at fault. It is that person's fault, but yet she is being blamed and cursed. If you can connect with Ahalya, automatically, the Swatantra is nothing but disconnecting with all the worldly things. Neither the light, nor the fan, nor the AC is running properly or not, or is there anything, or somebody is at the door, is my dog barking? Nothing. Get freedom from all these thoughts. Attention on the Ahalya. The audience automatically turns into Ahalya. Right? Let's move on to the Veera Rasa, wherein Veera is nothing but a hero. You all know that, how a hero would feel, and the heroic actions and everything, right? కనక కసిపుడను ధనుజేంద్రుడు ఘనత తోడ తనదు సభకు వచ్చే. That hero is masculine power that he has, that curly mustache that he has, and that lovely voice like Trishant he has, right? So with that vigor, with that power, that he has even conquered all the three lokas. రాజు వెడలే సభకు ఫలితనయుడగు అసుర రాజు. That kingly manners, that Veeratva, that heroic posture, that heroic, the Sthayi Bhava is Utsaha, and the people surrounding him saying, "Hail to the king, okay, oh Raja, come on Raja." So all this ambience that creates a kind of, I am the hero, that kind of a feeling. So even somebody, when you are walking on the aisle, if somebody greets you, you also feel that heroic, that isn't it? So that kind of a feeling you also get. Okay, sorry. This heroism is again compared to the Danavira, Dharmavira. So many things are there. Probably when time permits, if Vishwa gives me another opportunity, we'll dwell deep into the subject. Moving on to the Raudra Rasa. Raudra is the furious sentiment where you get so angry, and the Sthayi Bhava is again anger only. Okay. When something triggers you, which is so furious, which is not supposed to be done. Why do people kill other people? Because of anger only, no? that anger turns into Raudra, where people forget themselves and, they even kill the people. That kind of mood you should get into. Probably you must have heard something bad about him, or all the kinds of inputs that we have received about that person, or about his deeds and everything. These are all the Vyabhichari Bhavas, or his attire. When we listen to so many things about him, these are all called as Vyabhichari Bhavas. The adding things, we call as a top up. Topping on an ice cream and pizza, you have topping now. So Vyabhichari bhavas are nothing but the toppings, right? So in Raudra Rasa, where you expand your eyes so furiously and you try to do all the movements and everything, like Jaya Jaya He Mahishasuramardini Ramyakapardini Sailasute. That gasping, breathing heavily and, trying to kill the other person, opening wide your eyes and everything. So these are all the anubhavas that we experience. If it is Hiranyakashipu and the Narasimha Avatara, Stambambuna Vedali Sabha, Stambambuna Vedali, Tanava Dimbaku Kachichivu. Narasimha has tear opened the stomach of Hiranyakashipu. Yes. That kind of furiousness, if you can portray, audience also will get a jhalak kind of a thing. Again, ambience and the Vyabhichari Bhavas. If you are swatantra of whatever is happening around you, you will definitely experience it. Moving on to Bhayanak Rasa. Okay, I'm doing all the serious action, right? Let me take up a folk number, right? We'll enjoy folk. Bhayanaka, you all know Bhaya is the one, right? And when we were talking about the snake and the rope thing, we already experienced what is a Bhaya, right? So in dance, Bedripoku mamayo, Chedaripoku mamayo, Bedripoku mamayo, Chedaripoku mamayo, Sadrikoni padinu gunde sakkani mavaya, sakkani mavaya, sakkani mavaya. Bedripoku mamayo, Chedaripoku mamayo, Bedripoku mamayo. That fear you express typically. Whether it's a classical or a folk dance, any dance format, as I told you, the emotions and the feelings, the sentiments are the common, right? What next? Bhibhatsa. Bhibhatsa is nothing but an odious sentiment, the most disgusting thing. And Bharata even said that, by looking at the dead bodies, the intestines, the bloodshed, the most unwanted things, whatever that you see, immediately will put your face like this. Most disgusting thing, right? So this is called as Bhibatsa Rasa. That the Sthayi Bhava in us is called as Jigupsa, right? That Jigupsa, Chala Asahyam, the most dirtiest thing. Even while saying they automatically the expression Chala Asahyam, most disgusting. So that feeling itself is that, even a commoner while talking, they would express in the same way, right? So there is a dialogue from Gandhari Mona action where immediately after the Kurukshetra war, Gandhari is really feeling bad because every day she's going to the war field to pay her salutations to Bhishma Pitamaha, and the war is over. Everybody died. All her 100 sons died in the war field. There is no one to take care of the dead bodies because all the soldiers, all the paraphernalia that the Kuru Maharaja has got, everybody is gone. Then she's in the war field saying that, I see women are crying, sitting next to their husbands. Somebody's arms are chopped off, somebody's head is chopped off, they are beheaded, and somebody's body and head, they are separated. Somebody are bleeding, somebody are crying, somebody are, yelling out for help. And even my daughter-in-laws, the queens of all my 100 sons, they're searching for their own husbands' dead bodies. What is this, Krishna? What's happening? I just couldn't bear this disgusting things. It is so devastating, Krishna. And I see all the vultures, crows, and different kinds of birds. They are just eating the flesh from the dead bodies. Oh, it is so disgusting, Krishna. ఈ కురుక్షేత్ర రణభూమిలో ఎటు చూసినా గుట్టలు గుట్టలుగా ఉన్న శవాలను కావ్ కావ్ అంటూ పీక్కు తింటున్న రాబందులు, గద్దలు, తమ తమ భర్తల శవాల వద్ద పడి రోదిస్తున్నటువంటి భార్యలు, స్త్రీమూర్తులు, తమ భర్త శవాల కోసం రోదిస్తున్నటువంటి రాణివాసపు స్త్రీలు, కృష్ణ భరించలేకున్నాను, కృష్ణ ఈ బీభత్సాన్ని చూడలేకపోతున్నాను, కృష్ణ. I am not just able to bear this disgusting thing. Krishna, kindly save me, says Gandhari with a mixed feelings. Okay, she was crying, she was weeping, she's yelling, she's experiencing the bhivatsa, karuna. So it is not that when we are portraying one rasa, we experience only one rasa. So there are some supporting rasas and such are the Virodhi rasas. Virodhi rasas are, you are not supposed to do that action. Like, when I'm saying that in Bhibatsa, I am adding a little karuna there because that is a pathetic scene, right? So Bhibatsa can be supported by karuna, compassion. But you can't bring in laughter there. That leads to rasabhasa. Did you get it? For Srungara, you can add hasya because we'll be laughing, smiling, doing all these things, kissing and all. Hasya is okay. But can you bring in Bhibatsa into the Srungara? You cannot. So the supporting rasas only should be considered in order to evoke the rasa and help the rasa to culminate in the rasa ananda. That is rasa ananda. Get it? So finally, we move on to the Adbhuta rasa, wherein Adbhuta is nothing. Are we running out of time, Sushant? Or no, you have to tell me because.
Ma'am, I absolutely don't feel like stopping you. Please go on.
Okay. So I just have 5 more minutes to go. That's it.
Yes, please. Yes. Take it.
So the last one is Adbhuta rasa. Adbhuta rasa is wonderment, the astonishment. Maybe when we look at some 125 stories of building, just like Burj Khalifa or Petronas at Malaysia or Singapore, I'm not sure, Malaysia, I think, or looking at any magic show, or looking at the things what we can't even dream of. So these are all the things that create Adbhuta in us, right? Ascharya, Vismaya is the Sthayi Bhava. Looking at those things, involving with those things, forgetting ourselves. That feeling is there. No, that is called as Ascharya. So classic example for Ascharya is, maybe we can take the Yashoda Krishna part, wherein when Balarama complains, Yashoda saying that, Krishna is eating mud. Yashoda would come and ask, show me your mouth, open your mouth and show me. Then she could see the entire universe, which is like a Vismaya to her, which is an astonishing thing, which she can even beyond imagination. What is this? The entire universe can be seen in his mouth when he opens his mouth. Am I Yashoda? Am I here? Is he my Krishna? That is the kind of wonderment she experiences. Open your mouth. Krishna, Balarama told me that you ate mud. Is that true? I don't believe you. Come on, open your mouth. Come on. Open your mouth. Open. Let me see properly. Let me see. What am I seeing? Oh my God. What am I seeing? I see the sun. I can see the moon. I can see the twinkling stars. I see the entire galaxy. Oh my God, I see the oceans. I see the fire. I see the entire mountain range. I see the Vishwarupa, Lord Vishnu. Who is he? Am I Yashoda? What's happening? I am awestruck Krishna. Kindly close your mouth. I am awestruck Krishna. Wonderment, Yashoda, experience. That is the Ascharya. Is it humanly possible to show the entire universe in a balaka's mouth? Is he the real baby that I'm really taking care of, looking after? Am I Yashoda or not? Where am I? This is the Adbhuta Rasa. And moving on to the final rasa, that is Shanta Rasa. Bharata never propounded the Shanta Rasa because, like a Vibjiyar, everything emerges out of white and everything merges into white. Similarly, he says, the Shanta is a state of mind where all these 8 rasas are emerging out of that one. And again, the confluence is also into the Shanta Rasa. See, I'm no more furious. I'm no more laughing. I'm no more undergoing the wonderment. Sorry. I'm just still. So this is my Shanta Rasa. But if I found out something wrong, then the emotion starts. That vibhava causes anubhava to me. When I experience it, that is called as anubhava. When I experience this anubhava with the help of the fleeting feelings or emotions or inputs that I am getting, my sattva triggers to that sthayi bhava, the dormant sthayi bhava, and that rasa emerges out of my body. The feeling, the entire journey or the process, whatever that happens here, but it exhibits on our body in the form of stillness or the tears rolling down or the laughter or, the perspiration or, the horripilation, the goosebumps and everything that exhibits on our body. So this is the relation that we have between the mind and the body, right? So, and apart from these 9 rasas, Sringara Hasya Karuna, Raudra Veera Bhayanakaha, Bhivatsadbhuta Santasya, Navanati Rasa Smritihi. Sringara Hasya Karuna, Raudra Veera Bhayanaka, Bhivatsa Adbhuta Shanta. These are the 9 rasas propounded by Bharata. And the last one, Shanta, was of course by Udbhata. There are several other rasas propounded by several other aestheticians like Vatsalya Rasa, where, the mother have got affection towards any child. And of course, everybody loves the children, isn't it? Muttugare Yashoda, Mungita Mutyamu Vidu, Diddarani Mahimala Devaki Sutudu, Muttugare Yashoda, Mungita Mutyamu Vidu, Diddarani Mahimala Devaki Sutudu. This is the Vatsalya Rasa. But again, aestheticians said that, Vatsalya cannot be classified into a separate entity that can be merged into the Sringara. Another one is Bhakti Rasa, propounded by Kohala, Udbhata, and several other aestheticians. That's about Etirugananu Dayachuchedavu Inavamsotama Rama Natarama Bhava Sagaramidanu Nalinadalekshana Rama Etirugananu Dayachuchedavu Inavamsotama Rama Natarama Bhava Sagaramidanu Nalinadalekshana Rama. This is the Bhakti Rasa. With this, I conclude my talk on Navrasas. Once again, I thank Vishwa organization for giving me this great opportunity to share some of my ideas and how I have worked on this Navrasas. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for all the audience for being so patient. Saturday morning, taking your time and staying with me throughout my presentation. Thanks a lot, and I thank Trishant and Rakesh, yeah, for following up all the things and helping me with the PPT, with the flyer and everything. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Namaste.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm sure everyone is super overwhelmed with all sorts of emotions, and I feel this is like one of the best Vishwa Talk sessions I've experienced in the last 2 years. And before, and I also would like to thank all the audience members who have been a part of the webinar today. Thank you so much for being here. Before I move on to the Q&A session, I'd like to ask my team to start a poll so that we can understand the audience better and we can curate the topics better. And right after that, we will move on to the PPT, the Q&A session. And so while everyone is sort of answering the poll questions, I would like to initiate a question by myself.
You too, Brutus Sanala.
So, do you feel learning any form of art as a person makes us more receptive to understanding emotions and taking it more sensitively, like becoming more sensitive to others' emotions and everything like that? Like,
Definitely. Yeah. Because we understand the process behind, right? So normally, if you show any drawing, if a child shows a drawing to us, what she has drawn, we normally appreciate it, right? But if the same thing, if you show it to a artist, he would know the kind of different strokes that she has applied, the different kinds of color combination that she has applied, right? So he'll be appreciating it with much more understanding. Similarly, for us, we know the kind of efforts that were put behind each and every intricate detail. So definitely we are at a vantage position to be more, sentimental and being more emotional also at times. Yeah, that's there.
moving on to the
Unless
first
we,
question.
we involve into the things, we really cannot portray certain things. So, being in the present or being with the object or the person or the situation is the key for the success of any abhinaya. I must say, whether it is a drama or a film or a stage presentation, dance, whatever it is. So definitely these things will help to appreciate the beauty in the world that's there in the world. That's what I always keep telling my children, that, I get so excited even when I see a butterfly, taking the nectar from a flower. So my children always say, then what's so great about it? It's quite natural. No, but this is how I look at things.
Thank you so much. Ma'am, so I'll just go through the poll questions really quickly, and I'll just mention the future talks in 2 minutes, and then we can move on to the question answers again. So, in the poll questions, have you ever tried
Okay.
learning a form of dance? 65% people have replied that yes, they are trained dancers.
Okay.
About 10% have said that it's just a hobby. About 25% have mentioned that they've not been a part of it and they'd like to be a part of it.
Okay.
Um, Everyone here thinks that it is a universal language for emotions and stories. 5% do not think the same, 95% do. Uh, that's about it. The rest is about the webinar. I'll also mention the future talks in just about 2 minutes, and then we can continue the Q&A session. So on the 21st of December, we have Rajni Shalin Chopra, Director of Center for Kashmir Analysis and Research. And the topic she's going to speak on is empowering youth, de-radicalization efforts with focus on Kashmir. This is on 21st December 2024, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. And the next session right after that on 28th December is by Dr. Siri Mahon Nair, MSc and PhD, and she's speaking on the topic food fortification, public health, and an approach to address malnutrition. With that, I would now like to resume the Q&A session. The first question by Aisoryo Roy is, uh, please explain Sramarthanam.
Sorry.
Please explain Sramarthanam. I just Sramarthanam, or I think it was probably miss
Sramarthanam. Oh, Sramarthanam.
Thanam. Yeah.
Sramarthanam. I think in my earlier this thing I must have told Dukharthanam, Sramarthanam, Sokarthanam, Tapasvinam. So Dukharthanam means that those who are grieving, Some Sramarthanam means that those who have worked the day long in the fields, and maybe in the fields or maybe in the industries, those who have worked for the day long. Srama means the labor. Those who did labor in the morning, they would like to have some entertainment in the evening. So Srama means to work hard in the morning, daytime, labor.
Okay.
And Sokartha means again, those who are in a pathetic situation. If the question is Sramarthanam, Srama means those who have put on with the labor.
Okay. I'd like to now unmute Shmuel so that he can ask his question. Yes, Shmuel.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Very great and amazing presentation in very great performances of emotions. And I want to ask you a question. How, according to your opinion, Indian dances can support education to different positive ideas, among others, how Indian dances can support education to ideas of social responsibility and social justice?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Thank you. So,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. So, first of all, we need to understand that dance is meant not only for entertainment, but also for education. And in the very first few slides, I have explained that also. I can give you an Indian example instead of the Ukraine example, what you are asking for. In our Yakshaganas, wherein we try to portray several things, we were questioning the social stigma. Like, in a Bhamakalapam, we also, we call the songs as Darvus. Okay, so in the songs, we would educate the people about the misnorms or the misbeliefs that people are having about the omens. In India, we believe that when we are going out on a purpose, if we come across a black cat, then immediately we'll go back into the house, we wash our hands, we drink some water, sit for a while, and then we come out. So nothing happens, even if a black cat comes opposite to us. So these kind of things, we try to educate them through the dances. And similarly, about the hierarchy, the social hierarchy. In one of the Annamacharya Kirtana, he questions about the hierarchy caste system that do exist in our society. Like, we have different kinds of caste, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra in an hierarchy. So he openly questions that when people were born in the same way, from where do you find this indifferences among the people based on the caste, creed, the color, financial status, and everything? That's nonsense. So in the view of a God, everybody are the same. This is what the song says, and we enact to that lyrics, propagating and educating the people that we are all one, and there are no differences among us. Similarly, several other things, we talk about the dreams, the knowledge of dreams, whether they are the good dreams or the bad dreams, the omens, the kind of oaths that one would like to give an oath to somebody else. So many things about the social etiquette, how to talk, how to present yourself, about the beauty, about the ornaments that are to be worn, the communication that one can really do, everything, anything. That's what we discussed in our previous webinar. I hope you were also there. There is no such science, such knowledge, such area that dance cannot enter. Whatever that you would like to convey, only thing is the proper writing of the lyrics is done. Then Abhinaya is so easy. Abhinaya follows the lyrics. That's it. Only thing is how effectively a lyricist can write those lyrics. That's the poet's job, and they are all doing a good job, and we can portray anything that you want. Today, we were also showcasing the Nirbhaya case where a medical student has been brutally killed in Delhi. The entire thing has been showcased in a form of a dance ballet, and we are reaching out several people that we want justice for that medico's life, and the accused should be punished. So there is no such thing that a dance field cannot enter. We can do. Hope I answered your question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shweta. Moving on to the next question now. It's by Ms. Charulata. Can you elaborate some on Sanchari and Vyabhichari Bhava?
Vyabhichari. Yeah. Sanchari and Vyabhichari Bhavas, they both are same. Vyabhichari means to freelancing. Sanchari is also freelancing. So these feelings are called as the freelancing ones because as I was mentioning you, for Sringara, you can have Hasya, but not the Bhibhatsa, right? So, but these Vyabhichari Bhavas are like they are free. They can enter into any given area. Hence, they are called as Sanchari Bhavas in one perspective. Another perspective is because neither they are stable nor they are into the core, the innate feeling of a performer or the audience, right? Hence, they are called as Sanchari Bhava because neither they are with the character nor with the audience. So they'll be coming and going to the character and to the audience and all. That is another way of looking at Vyabhichari bhavas. So these things are like, see, something fell in my eye. I'm just rubbing my eye like this, and I have some tears and I'm doing like this. So all these are Sanchari bhavas, either rubbing my eyes or, the tears coming out, or, I'm trying to look myself into the thing. These won't stay constant. These are not constant at all. And once my eye pain is gone, or, once I'm done with that, that's gone. So the alasyam, supposing in a Sringara, so if I have to give you an example from Sringara rasa or any other rasa, so for Sringara rasa, the Vyabhichari bhavas are like, waiting for the beloved, decorating myself, putting all the ornaments, looking myself into the mirror, again and again, setting my sari and everything, just checking whether everything is ready or not. So these are all called as chinta. Chinta means I'm thinking of my beloved. Abhilasha means I would really love to meet him like anything. So setting up the bed and, putting all the fragrance around the room and everything. So all these which can enhance the mood, they are listed out into 33. Nirveda, Glani, Sanka, Asuya. So these are all the fleeting feelings that just come and go. But they will add to the Sthayi Bhava. That's the reason they are called as Sanchari Bhavas. If you have any follow-up question, I'm ready to answer. But if you're happy with that, that's fine.
I'll check forward if there's any follow-up question right after.
Sure.
The next question is again by Charulata ma'am. How to show ghamand in a hero or arrogance in a hero?
How to show?
Ghamand in the hero. It means arrogance. Ghamand means arrogance.
Arrogance, okay. So it all depends on the lyrics. When the lyrics come, we showcase that. So arrogance, sometimes last time also we expressed, no? See, the arrogance is, again, it is of several types. There is no one fixed type that, this is going to be only in the arrogance. So the being egoistic is also an arrogance. So at what degree of arrogance are we showcasing? If it is Satyabhama, Satyabhamane, 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 and the Satyabhama. So this is also showing arrogance, but an egoistic nature. Because she's egoistic, looking at her wealth, her beauty, her position, everything. So arrogance again, not caring for everything. Not just caring for something. That's also showing an arrogance. So what kind of an arrogance are we looking at? Or just kicking the servant with arrogance is also an arrogance. In what rasa? Is it a Veera rasa or a Raudra rasa? Or in Bhibhatsa rasa? So which rasa are we really looking into? The compounding Vyabhichari bhavas do help us in portrayal of that particular Vyabhichari bhava. Is it kicking or, just pushing? So Hiranyakashipu, when Prahlada comes, he just pushes him towards the wall, saying that, Hari ekkadunnado chubinchu. Show me the Hari, where he is. Otherwise, I'm going to kill you now, Prahlada. That's his arrogance, because he is a staunch devotee of Shiva. So he doesn't believe in Vishnu. That's his arrogance. Shiva is there to take care of him. So these things, again, depends on the Vibhava and the Anubhava. Vibhava, I told you, Alambana and the Uddipana. Alambana is the subject or the person. The object or the person, I told you, that on which the Uddipana, the environmental causes, determinants are built upon, right? So if the Uddipana or if the Alambana is not correct, then you cannot have all these things. Okay, so when I said for Sringara Rasa, hero and heroine are there. Okay, love between each of them will portray or showcase the Sringara Rasa, lead the audience and the dancer to portray Sringara Rasa, right? So if such is the case, why are we not feeling the same Sringara Rasa when Ravana is addressing Sita in Ashokavana. Poor thing, he is loving her. He's expressing his love towards Sita. But why are we not taking it as Sringara Rasa? That's his arrogance.
Hmm.
Loving the other person's life is his arrogance. That arrogance is conveyed through Sringara Rasa here. How dare he asks Sitama? So the very arrogance itself, at what degree, the character, who is that portraying it? See, arrogance of a baby, you asked her to have some upma, he doesn't want to eat upma, he just want a pizza. He's so adamant and so arrogant, he just pushes the plate back. But can you compare to the arrogance of Ravana or somebody else to that of a child? No, he's doing with an ignorance because of the wish he has towards the pizza. So what I'm trying to say is the character, the nature of the character, the purpose of the character, the purpose of the rasa. So many things, these Vyabhichari Bhavas, all these are Vyabhichari Bhavas, would result in proper exhibition of anything. It could be arrogance, Sringara, Bhibhatsa, Bhayanaka. This sutra applies to everything. Hope I'm clear.
Amazingly answered, ma'am. Thank you. The next question is by Karishma Pathak. How to express Devi Swarupa? What are the mudras?
Again, the same answer. Devi Swarupa, Lalita Mata and Rajarajeshwari are the Shantamurtis. Durga and Kali are Raudramurtis. Saraswati is a Shantamurti, right? And Gauri Mata, the mother of Vinayaka, when preparing the Ganesha with the dough and everything, there is Vatsalya Rasa. There is no fixed thing for this. And what are the mudras that have to be held in depicting things? So for each and every devata, you have a specific description, right? So you have to follow the lyric. For example, if we are depicting Lalita Devi, there is a Prarthana Sloka, Devi Sloka. Aruna Karuna Tarangitakshim Dhruta Pasa Ankusa. So she is holding a pasa and an ankusa. Pushpa Bana Chapam, she's holding a bana, the bow and an arrow. So these are the things that one has to depict. Pushpa Bana Chapam. Did you understand? The lyrics give us. And if it is about Sri Vidya, then Khadgam, Sulam, all these things that they will depict. So you have to take the Rupa. So there is a book called Rupa Dhyana Ratnavali. So if you can refer to that Rupam is so beautifully depicted. So similarly for Krishna, Kasturi Tilakam, Lalatha Palake, Vakshastale Kaustubham, Nasagre Navamuktikam. So Krishna is having a tilakam on his forehead, on his chest he is having the Kaustubha, and the Nasagre he has a pearl. Nasagre Navamuktikam. There is a pearl nose pin. So Vanamali, he is wearing the Tulasi Mala. Everything you have a depiction in that particular Dhyana Sloka. Accordingly, you can adopt the Hastamudras. Hastas, not Hastamudras. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The next question is by Swati Potalwar. How the Rasanobhava concept works in a Naruta pure dance of the dance? Okay.
Again, it all depends. The pure Nritta, Shivatandavam, is a pure Nritta item where you have an digi 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 the dim dam the dim dam, even that thing also that generates a rasa. For Kuchipudi we have a beautiful prayer song. The dim dam the dim dam the digitakata the digitagatagatigatagatigatagatigataginatum Hitakutam Dhigunangudakatahatakidatakathitalankuthitalankutum Harigunangudakatahatakidatakathitalankuthitalankutum Dhigunangudaka. Kinakudakatari kunangudaka, Kinakudakati kunangudakatari kunangudakatitalangutum, Tariginatum titalangutum, Tariginatum titalangutum, Tariginatum ta. Did you feel anything? I just uttered the sounds, meaningless sounds. But yet it generates rasa and bhava. But the definition says when compared to the rasa and bhava that is evoked when a beautiful abhinaya is performed, this comparatively the degree is very less. Rasa bhava heenantu nrittamithyabhidhiyate. When compared to nritya, the nritta evokes a lesser degree of rasa, definitely. But when you look at the Shivatandava, where the pure jatis were uttered, you are creating a Raudra rasa there, of course. Birju Maharaj dance performance and all, if you see the pure Nritta, it's amazing. Kathak, you almost see a Nritta bit, it's amazing. That evokes rasa, definitely. So it definitely creates rasa. It's a wrong notion that the pure dance or the abstract dance doesn't produce any rasa. I do produce rasa. But there may be a difference in the degree. That's it.
Thank you so much, ma'am, again. The next question is by Himal Pandey. Ma'am, is there any way I can connect to you via mail? I'm also doing my research on drama and rasa aesthetics, if possible. Would there be a mail, ma'am, that I can share with the participants? Then I'll ask Rakesh to share it in a mail with them to reach you out for official purposes or anything
Sure.
like that.
Yeah, you can share my email.
Sure, ma'am. I'm swimming through a like whole lot of testimonials to reach the question, so apologies for that. There's too many testimonials and thankful messages towards you for what you've probably given to all the participants today. Like, not probably, most definitely. Okay, the next question is by Anamika Day. Ma'am, at what age we can introduce Natya Shastra to our students?
I think for this generation, you can start at the age of 6 or 7. No doubt, because this generation is a smarter generation, right? So you can start at the age of 6, giving them the information that they can absorb.
The next question is by Mr. It's by Amrit Mishra. How self-creativity and bhava helps a dancer to be spontaneous on stage?
It's the sadhana and again connecting to the divine. That's it.
Beautifully answered. Thank you. Next question is by Charulata ma'am again. Thank you, ma'am, for the explanation. Can you also differentiate the demonstration of ghamand and anger separately in Veer Rasa?
Now,
Arrogance and anger separately in Veer Rasa.
maybe we can share a video separately.
Okay. Could you please, the next question is by Sakshi. Could you please suggest some books to read or to study from for the Visharad and Alankar and above level knowledge about Indian classical dance?
Abhinav Bharati by Abhinav Gupta. It is Abhinava Bharati by Abhinava Gupta. And I think it's available on Internet Archive. And Dasarupaka of Dhananjaya. Yeah. These two are good enough for us to understand Indian aesthetics and, Indian drama, dance. And Bharata's Natya Shastra, of course.
The last question by Dhanashri Jagtap. What is the difference between hastas and hasta mudras?
Beautiful question. So, hastas are to express myself. Like, come, stop, go, where I am expressing outward. Right? Mudras are the dhyana mudra, the chin mudra, to internalize the energy. While taking the tirtham in the temple, we do this In dance, we call this as Hamsasya. This mudra, this hasta is called as Hamsasya. To show the movement of a swan, we do this one. Or to show the peacock opening up its tail, we do this one. Or, we show the beautiful row of teeth. And we show this. So I use this hasta to express these things. But if I have to experience the universal energy and internalize that energy to take the tirtha, I use the same swan. This becomes a chin mudra. When I'm meditating upon, when I'm looking into myself, I do this Hamsasya. This is Dhyana Mudra. No more a Hamsasya. This is the basic difference.
I just received one more last question. Sorry. By Anamika Te. I'm a Kathak dancer. I studied Natya Shastra during my MA in dance. I want to study Natya Shastra in depth in practice. Any suggestions, ma'am?
What kind of a suggestion? I didn't get it.
Uh,
So, if you want to understand Natya Shastra thoroughly, my suggestion is, after studying the Natya Shastra once or twice, study it along with the Abhinava Bharati, because Abhinava Bharati is the commentary on Natya Shastra written by Abhinava Gupta. So if you can read along with the commentary, probably you may get more inputs of Natya Shastra. This is the only suggestion I can give you. And one more suggestion is, probably everything that you study theoretically, apply it to the dance and read it in an application mode. Then that makes sense to you. And you can appreciate it. Am I right? Maybe you should tell me.
I just received one more question, which is by Ms. Neelam. Thank you, ma'am. I've actually taken a break from Kathak and Kuchipudi and I want to dance back, but I'm not able to perform like before. Can you please say something to get back my original form?
Original form means a physical form.
Yeah, that is.
Practice.
I'm not sure. Yes, she says yes.
Okay. Physical form, there are many ways. When once we stop any kind of physical activity, not only dance, actually it's a misnomer among the people saying that, if you dance and once you stop dancing, you'll put on a lot of weight. Okay, that's a misnomer. Any kind of physical activity, if you stop doing it, we will gain weight. For which my sincere suggestion is, do not go for short-term practices, going for some weight reduction programs, and again you will gain immediately. It bounces back. So make it a slow and steady one. Concentrate on yoga, and reach out to a proper nutritionist where she can suggest you to maintain a proper body with all the nutrients and everything. After 30s, we all should eat properly, right? We must have a holistic approach even towards consuming the proper food, the balanced diet and everything. That's what we hear now and then. So maintaining one thing and proper practice. And as I explained you in my lecture, having a Swatantra. Swatantra is, I understand, people are more worried about several things. Like, nothing is going to happen if you don't go to that function or if you are not having a proper dress. But I see people are more worried about their looks, their dress. They get so panicked, they get so irritated, causing unnecessary stress to your brain. And that is what I've been talking about. Swatantra is nothing but forgetting about all these things, focusing on what exactly you are supposed to do. Initially, before starting this one, I was asking Trishant, is that background looking good or should I blur my background? Because I don't want that almaras and everything to be shown. But then I realized after showing these books, what else will have a better look? Library is the best thing for a background thing, isn't it? When we are discussing about the subject. So if I keep on looking at the background or, I didn't wear a matching blouse or, this one is looking a bit odd and everything, I cannot pay attention on what I'm trying to explain you all the subject. I'm glad you all appreciated my subject. You all loved my subject. Similarly, forget about your form. First of all, if you can take out all that thing that, you put on weight or you're not able to jump with the same kind of agility that your body is supposed to, was doing with a lot of flexibility and all, eventually you'll get there. All of a sudden, you can't get back your flexibility, right? So instead of becoming panic, do it in your own pace. Eventually, you'll get there. That's it. Forget about the comments or the suggestions or, the kind of stress. Make yourself free of all these things. Will be good. That's it.
Ma'am, for Bharatnatyam Vidvat, which book is good for reference?
It depends on the syllabus that they are following, right?
Okay.
So if you can tell me the topics in the syllabus, that I can suggest. But Bharatanatyam people mostly they follow Abhinay Darpana and Natya Shastra. And apart from that, I think they are following Balasaraswati's books and, the Kalakshetra, Rukmini Devi Arundel's Kalakshetra publications are there and V. Raghavan's books are there. So
For anybody who, for anybody who's forgotten to note down or any of the book names or references that have been given, you can go back to the YouTube video, live video. It is already live out there on YouTube. You can go to the Vishwa Talks live section. With that, I'd like to thank ma'am again. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. It was very insightful, extremely informative, overwhelming with a lot of emotions, and it is a privilege to be in your presence. Thank you so much.
thank you, Sam.
And to all the participants, I'd like to thank you too for attending today, and please join us next week again. And I hope we get to do another session with ma'am sometime soon in the coming months. Somebody was asking whether we could do a longer session on Natya Shastra, and I would like to second that too. With that, thank you so much, ma'am. You will be getting a breakout room link right away, right now. And with that, we'd like to conclude the session. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you to the participants.
Hello, Rakesh. Can you please give the breakout room link? Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.